So I just got my hair cut. And usually before, when I would get my hair cut consistently, the grain was never long enough in order for me to actually see the color of it. And this time, you know, life and its responsibilities got in the way, so I neglected my hair for a little while, and it got longer than usual. Went into the hairdresser today, and he started to cut my hair. And as he was cutting my hair, it was falling on my shoulders, and I would look down and I freaked out. I had like a semi-panic attack. I was like, what's going on? Is this my head that he's cutting? And I was thinking, surely this is not my hair. The amount of white hair that was falling off my head as he was cutting it, I'd never ever seen before. And I was like, where is all this white hair coming from? Maybe, you know, it's an old trimmer he was using, or someone else's hair that was on it, and it's falling on my shoulders. But no, he kept cutting, more white hair kept falling. And in that moment, I couldn't help but reflect upon the aqwal of the earlier generations, where they would say, كانوا يرون أن أفضل الناس شاب تقي وأشرهم شيخ غوي. That they used to say, and they used to see, that the best amongst people is a youthful individual that is obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the worst amongst them is an elder, a sheikh in this reference, an elder, an older person that is disobedient, deviant towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in that moment, I was sitting there and I was just watching all of this white hair, and I was like thinking, Jihad, time is slipping you. You're not 20 years old anymore, even though inshallah we, you know, have some youth that it's ahead of us. But just the image, or just the visual of seeing white hair should be a sign, you know, that you're not young anymore. And as you moving forward in life, you should be wisening, you should be getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the reason why these aqwal were mentioned, these aqwal, by the way, they're not just opinions, they're based on a hadith that would speak about the shab that is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then the older person that is distant from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's how they gathered these aqwal. And it was just, the reason behind it is because a young, youthful individual that has their health, that has, you know, their image is at its peak, and they have all of these things at their tip of their fingers, temptations surrounding them, desires surrounding them, they chose to worship and obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rather than follow the crowd and disobey. And this is why they say that, you know, they are from amongst the best of people. They are from amongst those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. And a sheikh, an elderly person that has nothing really going for them anymore regarding, you know, what they used to have. So their health is degrading, their image is degraded. Now they should be in a moment of getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of